You can't save your way to wealth. You need to build or invest. Build means, build a business, something like that. Invest, well, I believe that is self-explanatory. And please don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely not trashing, savings and saving up money. I think it's very important to have a reserve of maybe like 2 months, 3 months, how much ever you need. And saving is really, really important. I'm not saying that it's, not good or that it's useless. What I'm saying is that if your goal is to be wealthy, you can't save your way to that. And there's one main reason for this point: inflation. Inflation is constantly eating away at the purchasing power of your whatever savings that you have. So maybe even if you set aside $100 today, that $100 is not going to have the same power to buy the same basket of goods 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years out. Right? I think inflation is a fact of pretty much every country in the world. I would love to be proven wrong that there's a country that historically has not had inflation for like a really long time, but I think there are some exceptions, like countries that didn't have inflation for like 1 year, 1 quarter, whatever else. But in general, inflation is just a fact of life based on the economic policies of pretty much every country on earth, right? And even when inflation in some countries is a little bit low, I think that there's sometimes some manipulation going on there, because like I just mentioned with the basket of goods, you can change the so-called items in the basket that you compare from year to year. So there are ways to manipulate that, multiple ways to manipulate that, but let's not get into that. Inflation, I think pretty much everyone can accept, is a fact of life in the current world with our economic systems, right? So that's the sad reality, right? Therefore, you must invest. What you choose to invest in is up to you. For me personally, my weapon of choice or my investment of choice is commercial real estate. There are many reasons for that, but that's not for this video. That's for another video. Yeah, so the conclusion of this video is basically, yeah, savings are important, savings are good, but they're not going to make you wealthy. You need to invest to become wealthy. You need to make sure that your money is working harder than you are. And the final thing I want to say is that even if you're investing, right, if you are not beating inflation, then can that really be called investing? That's maybe just, okay, let's take it this way. If your investments equal inflation, then you're just maintaining your spending power. If your investments are actually below the inflation level, then you're not really investing, or at least you're not investing successfully. So your investments need to significantly outperform inflation. And holding assets is one of the best ways to do that, in my opinion. And again, we will address that in another video. That's all for today. Thank you. Haven't joined yet? Our free investing group gives you front row access to new deals and helpful investing education. Sign up today.